What's up, you guys? It's Tony here again with Project Grow Week 3. It is Thursday, January 15th, 2015. I hope everybody is on track with their resolutions and becoming the better person that they want to be for this new coming year. Just to kind of recap on what we talked about last week, I kind of give you an introduction to myself and a couple guidelines of what you can do when you go to the grocery store to kind of help out the organic living or even the more convenient route of taking care of your produce, as well as just being conscious and aware of what's actually in your food if you are buying anything related to things on shelves, as well as packaged anything. Other than that, today I wanted to give you guys a little bit more of a one-on-one, try to keep that on that idea for the next couple weeks, just to give you a little bit more of a mental approach on how to actually consume more living foods, be more holistic and be more holistic on that idea of taking care of yourself. Right now, I don't know if I kind of mentioned this in the last couple of weeks, but I am on a 30-day juice cleanse, as well as supplementing that with power herbs, as well as tonics, and relatively a large amount of teas as well. Today is my 14th day, so if you guys think that, transforming into a radiant health and a more nutritional lifestyle is more difficult, try not eating food for 2 weeks. A little bit more into that it's kind of interesting talking to some of my friends who think it's crazy. I've had a couple people come up to me who are not a little bit more familiar with the whole process of a cleanse and a rebooting system, say that I am crazy for not eating food or not having soluble fiber for as long as I really wanted to do this. But also at the same time, I always rebuttal with the fact that, well, I must be crazy for abusing drugs for 4 years. I OD'd 5 times, and for me to even be here to talk to you is a grateful experience, and I'm beyond thankful to even have the opportunity to do so. So piggyback up on that, it's here information for you guys to understand that, I am actually here to help you guys and alleviate the process of any questions that you have, and I am abnormally, just a little bit distant when it comes down to certain people that are ignorant about the fact of, just what health actually entails. So many people have different opinions, and so many people have different objective opinions, which makes sense, but also at the same time, I just give myself a way of experiment, just to kind of see what works for me. And I think what's best for everybody in their type of situation is that if you look at the history books, we are guinea pigs, through pharmaceutical companies as well as just food in general. Are we really counting chemicals? Are we really, choosing food, or are we choosing poison? And over the course of history, that has, led the way to, a plethora of actual diseases and different ailments that we are currently facing as a society today. It always takes me back to, the healthcare comparisons of what we used to do and what we do right now comparatively to Eastern-based philosophy. And we kind of have it mixed up right now. I think, back in, ancient Tibetan and Chinese medicinal ways, that they actually paid small fees to doctors to actually keep them healthy. But then once they got sick, they stopped paying the doctor, because that was the doctor's job to actually help them alleviate that process. We kind of have it fixated in a different way, where it's more of an insurance-based idea of actually keeping us healthy, where we keep paying doctors to try to sustain our health, but then when we get sick, we pay an arm and a leg just to try to be well. So a couple of ideas that I wanted to piggyback up on, just those ideas that I just stated. We're looking more on a mental approach to try to alleviate that healthcare problem of you trying to rely on a doctor or a prescription, or saying that one pill or one magic routine is going to make it a little bit more easier for you. My whole idea of what holistic and holistic means is holistic and holistic are very similar to each other by definition. Holistics are just sums that are characterized, that are interconnected with a whole, but holistic is talking about the mind, the body, and spirit. And I think through a nutritional guidance and a mental approach, like I was stating last week, the mental approach is far more important than what you can put in your body, because you need that approach and that commitment before you can actually do those things. So I think collaborating with those two words and understanding the definitions and what they can mean will give you the importance of an absolute nutritional and holistic mindset. I think what's really important with your mindset is, for me, I kind of give you little tidbits of what I do, is just you have affirmations everywhere and they need to be positive. For instance, we have so many different assortments of things that we touch on a daily basis. Our workplace, our bathroom, our bedroom, our kitchen, anywhere, our cars. So what I do is I just put affirmations everywhere. In my bathroom mirror, I have a quote that says, "You are only as strong as you want to be." In my car, I have a quote that says, "You are alive today, give thanks." And in my serving booklet for work, I have a quote that says, "Be productive, always smile, and never worry." It's constant reminders just to keep you moving towards that positive light and try to negate negative energies that can actually bring you down. Not only that, just with the whole holistic mind state and a holistic approach to taking care of yourself, is be open-minded. Like this nutritional lifestyle and this nutritional transition, if you are open to it, it will bring not only more vibrancy to your life, but a buoyancy. Instead of feeling so lethargic, instead of feeling so reliant on things that are said to make us feel better, that food, which is our medicine, if you truly appreciate what medicine actually is defined as, it will make you feel buoyant, it will make you feel light, it will make your spirit a little bit more open to compassion and love, which I believe is so important for everybody. Not only that, I think one of the key things that I've always done, especially with this cleanse, is unplugging from society. What I did is I really committed to not only just taking care of myself on a cleanse level, but I literally took myself away from social media. Like, I am still on some form of the networks just to kind of promote Project Grow, but other than that, I don't go on there anymore. I deal with my workplace, and then I read a lot. I read a lot because it takes me away from all the frustration and the negative that we see in the mass media, which in most cases, and pretty much all cases, are negative energies and negative information that we can't really take with us. But also with that importance of that mindset and being able to translate into more creative, conduciveness. I mean, just making you a little bit more open to ideas of what you want. And I firmly believe that if you put true, earth and true, light and true aspects of what food really define, your conduciveness to what you really want to do and your life's purpose becomes a little bit more easier to understand. Not only that, just to kind of pick up on a concept that I really am passionate about, is what is the definition of vitality? Everybody may have a different definition, people may have a different approach. I think there's three, if not four, very key intricate ways to do more practice of a traditional way of accepting vitality in our life. And I firmly believe that it's just to have enough energy, but also just a defined amount of energy to do whatever you really want to do with your life. And I think that comes in correlation with your sleep, your mindset, as well as your nutrition, because all those fall in line with how truly you can be. Not only that, I did always, like I said, every week I want to give you a couple new nutritional tips as well before we close out the rest of this session and this video as well. Keep ingredients when you do go out. I always talked about last week when you talk about looking at boxes as well as bags, looking at labels, try to keep your ingredient list below 5 ingredients. If you can do that, your body is less confusion of what it's trying to digest. I think that's very important, not only being organic and being sustainably wildcrafted or taken care of on a harvested level where it is free of any cruelty. I think that is very important to try to limit the amount of ingredients to be able to understand what your body can actually consume to take care of those certain ideas. But not only that, question everything. I think that's the cool thing to kind of know, as knowledge is power, is question your source, question where everything is from, question not only the idea of what you're doing, but what you're eating, what you're consuming. Where does it come from? What is it treated with? Where is it sourced? How far does it have to travel to get to where you need to purchase it? I think that's going to be a little bit more of an interesting open idea to, you know, being a little bit more on a side of where you can feel a full approach of understanding not only your body but also what you're truly capable of doing on a mental mindset. And what we're going to do in this subconscious series, you know, trickling into probably next month, is just giving you more mental approaches to be able to be committed to yourself, to be a better you, because I firmly believe, and this is why this is my life's purpose and my life's passion, is that if you take care of yourself, if you take care of yourself by means of food, by the means of herbs, by the means of tinctures, by forms of not conforming to the normal standard Western-based food system, I think you can do things that you never could imagine before. Because what we were taught when we were kids, food pyramid outside, is just completely wrong. So what you can look into in the future is being able to provide yourself with enough information, enough power, because knowledge is always power, enough knowledge to be able to be the best person you can truly be. And before I close out, I wanted to give a huge shout out to Sun Cafe and my organic family that I work at. Huge ups to giving me this platform to kind of give me more of ideas of what I really want to do for people. Also shout out to Vinny the Vegan out there in Norristown, PA, doing a lot of things with Gangster Vegan Organics, as well as my blood. I want to thank my brother for taking his time out of his days to help me put these videos together. But other than that, I want to close out by saying hustle and meditate, live like a warrior, love each other, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Nice.